Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to your core class. Today's class is designed not only to help us strengthen our core in the front, which is our abdominals, but also to strengthen the back. In yoga, we talk about wanting that family pack, and having these strong set of muscles all around here is going to help us with our posture. It's going to help us with strength. It's going to help us all around to prevent from any injury as we start to get older in life. So this is a really important class. We're going to be moving a little bit faster than some of our other sessions. So let's get ready to maybe get a little bit of a glow on, which I call sweat, and grabbing those yoga mats. Let's flow. All right, ladies, so let's go ahead and start by lying down flat on our back, rolling in vertebra by vertebra, nice and slow. Let's draw our two knees in together. This is going to create a tent-like pose. And then let's go ahead and make sure that our back is nice and flat. We're going to create a triangle or diamond, if you will, onto our tummies. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Today's practice is all about building that core strength, and it's believed that right here at that navel center is our Manipura chakra, they say in yogic philosophy, which is that willpower center, that self-confidence. So as we build upon the core, I invite you to reflect on a beautiful orange light coming from this area of our body. And just breathing nice, deep breaths. And as we do this, I also invite you to remember that our core is not just our abdominals, it's also around our back. And so oftentimes we focus so much on strengthening our tummy that we forget the importance of also strengthening our back. So we need that balance. So today we're going to definitely be triggering not only some of that front abdominal strength, but also making sure that we give a little bit of love and attention to that back and all that it does to help with the posture, to help with balance, stability, and really creating this balance of equanimity and stability within the body. Breathing deep. Wonderful. When you're ready, go ahead and opening the eyes. We're going to start with some dynamic bridges here. So we're going to place our fingertips to touch the top of our heels. And then we're going to inhale. As we inhale, our hips rise, and so do our arms. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Building a little bit of warmth here in the body, a little bit of dynamic movement to kick things off. And then slowly rising up here, finding the height of this pose. So maybe drawing in, lowering down the arms so they're about 4 inches off the ground. And then we're going to start pulsing the arms here. And holding in tight, feeling magnets between our two legs so they're pulling in together, really engaging those glutes here. Core is engaged, and I'm just finding a little bit of bounce, a little bit of movement here with my arms. And 3, 2, 1, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, bringing in those knees into our chest, rolling side to side. As we release here, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to release the left leg out straight, and the right arm comes out elongated as well. Switch. Really drawing in the core here, and what that's going to do is make sure that our back is staying flush to the ground. So I'm just switching as I draw in the opposite leg and the opposite arm extend. Pulling in that core, and if this feels a little too intense for you, then I invite you to just maybe move with the leg so the hands can stay stationary if it's feeling like a little bit too intense and we're not able to keep that back flat along the mat. And so what that might look like is just pulling in at the legs. Again, with yoga, we always just want to find that degree that works with us. And as we start to evolve in our yoga practice, The core will grow stronger. Things will become easier, not because they're easier, but because you're stronger. So just stick with the practice. Find your own degree and start to build in 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful. Bringing it down. We're just going to reset here for a moment by drawing in our knees and rocking and rolling. And then slowly rolling down once more. We're going to place our hands onto the ground by our sides here. We're going to inhale as our legs come up to the sky, holding here for a beat. And maybe our legs aren't quite perpendicular. Maybe they're slightly out. Maybe they're bent at the knee. It's all good. And if this feels like enough of a little bit of a warmth right here in the tummy, we can stay here. Otherwise, let's go ahead and try to touch the toes. Inhale, down. And maybe we're coming to the calves. Maybe we're just coming to the quads. Whatever feels right for you, let's just try to lift those shoulder blades off the mat. And 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and place our hands now underneath our bottom here. We're going to inhale the feet up to the sky once more, and then we're going to send them out to the ground. Inhale up to the sky, exhale out. Inhale up and exhale, extend. Again, maybe your degree is just bent knees. Whatever feels right for you. And when you're ready, we are always here to kick it up a notch. Feeling that extension. Building that core strength. Beautiful. Coming down, we're going to roll onto our side here. We're going to have this nice little cupped hand at the base of our neck, placing our right hand on the ground in front of us here, and then slightly allow those feet to come up just an inch or so ahead. This is going to help with your balance. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that foot up, lower it down. Bring that right foot up to the sky, lower it down. And rather than using momentum here, see if you can use the muscle each time, drawing it in, lowering it down. Beautiful. So we're going to rise up and swing our legs to the other side. Coming down, let's go ahead and cup that neck. Slightly have the hand in front of you, and then rising up. Gaze can either be out in front of you or to the side. Find your level, your degree of what feels right for you. Beautiful. Now rolling onto the tummy, and we're going to go ahead and find a little bit of dynamic cobras here. So we're going to place our hands on either side of our chest. Inhale as we slightly lift, baby cobra, ever so slightly. Exhale down. Drawing in those elbows nice and tight, remembering to pull those shoulder blades down the back as we inhale cobra. Exhale down. Inhale cobra. Exhale down. This time, inhale, we're going to look behind our right shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale, rise, looking over our left shoulder. Exhale down. Inhale, rise. Exhale down. Beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead and push back into a child's pose. Breathing deep here. We're going to come up into a tabletop position, spreading those fingers out nice and wide and making sure that we have our shoulders over our wrists here. And we're just going to start building a little bit of fluidity in those shoulders by rolling forward, pushing back. And switch opposite direction, coming back through those hips. And when you're ready, tucking those toes here, drawing the knees back into a high plank. And what we're going to go ahead and do is start to turn onto the blades of our feet, coming in to a half moon pose. So if this is a little too intense, feel empowered to always lower down the knee. It's just as effective. And so we're going to take a variation here. So maybe we're up here. We're going to rise that front top leg up a bit, flexing the foot. Or we can be here at the knee. Wherever you're at, see if you can rise that leg off slightly, flexing those toes, drawing that hand behind the neck here, and you probably guessed it, we're going to bring it into crunch. Sending it out, bringing it into crunch. Working on those side obliques. And 2 and 1. Beautiful. Coming back into that high plank. Switch the other direction, bringing it on to the left side. Hand goes up to the sky. Feeling the strength of this posture for a moment, testing your balance, seeing if that top leg maybe wants to rise up, or maybe that bottom knee would like to be a little bit more of a supporting role for you today. Wherever you're at, see if you can raise up that top leg. Bring the fingertips behind the neck, and let's go ahead and pulse. Beautiful. Coming back into that high plank. Check it out as we continue on this series. We're going to release the left hand up to the sky. It's going to loop underneath. Again, we can always lower down one knee if it's a little too intense. Still going to be getting all the benefits here as we find what feels right for our body. But if we want to have both, challenging that balance a little bit more, that strength, making sure that the elbow or that the shoulder is staying over the wrist, And elongate. Switch opposite direction, rolling that right hand to the sky, pulling underneath. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and give a little bit of a touch to the shoulders after all that hard work by extending the arms out, sending the booty back into the sky. Forehead is going to kiss the ground for a happy puppy pose. Breathing in deep here. And we're going to slide through here, coming back into our tummies. And this time what we're going to do is a Superman. So we have a couple of variations here. As always, we can just lift our feet off the ground slightly, keeping our hands here if that feels right. Otherwise, check it out. See what it feel like if we come into cactus arms and we lower down. Or your next variation, if you want a little bit more, is to extend the arms out into Superman, bringing them back into cactus. Inhale, Superman. Exhale, cactus. Finding what feels right for you. Again, maybe we're staying here at cactus. Maybe we're just lifting and lowering the legs slightly. Or we're going for all three put together. Strengthening that back. Remembering to breathe. And lower down. Shoo. Tucking up onto those knees. And then back into child's pose. This time our hands are going to come behind, grabbing at those heels, allowing our point between our two eyebrows, or what they call the third eye, to rest upon the mat. Breathing here for a moment. Stretching out that lower back. And slowly rolling up. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place our hands onto the mat, tucking the toes, and we're going to roll through those feet a few times. So I'm just rolling onto the balls to my heels, rolling through those feet, and this is just going to feel really nice to those feet. In yoga, we want to make sure that we're touching every part of the body, that we're giving TLC all over these areas that are often overlooked. Oh, just stretching it out. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly stay back on the heels now. Beautiful job, ladies. Sending the hips up to the sky. Shaking it out. Bend, rolling on up. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, coming through to heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands going to come to the shin, flat back. Exhale, coming down. Walk out, back to downward dog. And walk the dog. Bending the knees here. Shoom. And then go ahead and coming back onto your tushy. So trying new things is always a good idea. Slowly roll down as long as we're doing it with compassion and grace. Inhale as we draw those knees up to create this tabletop-like position, drawing energy into the knees here. And then we're going to inhale as we draw both hands over to the right side of the room. And my toes have energy, flexed feet. My shoulder blades are drawing off the mat. And then I'm going to switch to the other side. We thought we were done with core work. What? All right, this is the last push, ladies. Go ahead and just find this ball of energy as it pulls you from one side to the other. Remembering to breathe. Pulling those shoulder blades off, really reaching with those fingertips to either side. And 3, 2, 1, rolling those feet down to touch the ground. Ah, feels good, right? Let's go ahead and roll onto our tummies. And we're going to come to Sphinx pose. So we're bringing in our elbows in, opening up at the chest, drawing the shoulder blades in. Should feel super nice on our core. Breathing deep. And slowly lowering down, rolling back onto a flat back, bringing both knees into your chest, drawing little circles, opening the knees and bringing them together, switch opposite direction. And And then allow both legs to connect and cross over as we allow them to float to the left side. So my right leg is draped over top of my left. Gaze can stay up to the sky, or perhaps we would like to go ahead and look in the opposite direction. Coming up, twist and switch. Left is going to come on top of right. Float it over to the other side. Gaze goes in the opposite direction. Breathe. Drawing everything back in, bringing your chest up to meet your chin and your knees, squeezing everything as a tight ball, as tight as you can. Squeeze your face, squeeze your core, squeeze your arms, tight, tight, tight. 3, 2, 1, release. Shoom. Ah, feels good. That was a yoga session. So just take this moment to relax, to melt into the floor, to feel the echo of all that beautiful work. Just finding gratitude for this opportunity to move our bodies, doing something that some people will only ever dream of being able to do. And just having gratitude for even the most simple of things of our body that we take for granted so often. The ability to breathe, this gentle beating of the heart, all these things in the autonomic nervous system that happen automatically without us even being aware. What a beautiful gift that is. So if today's session felt a little tough, felt like we couldn't get through it all the way, it's just another reminder that our journey has so much capacity for growth and evolution, and that's a beautiful thing. Just keep showing up, keep finding new ways to challenge yourself, and that's what this journey is all about. Your goals will change, your desires will evolve. What's always going to be on this journey is you, your dedication, your consistency. So in a way, it's you against you, you versus you each and every day. So you can decide to embrace this journey, embrace yourself, become your own best cheerleader. And as you decide to take it at your own pace, you decide to find what works for you. When you're ready, slowly begin wiggling the fingers and toes. Reach the hands up overhead. Give me that nice, beautiful stretch. Maybe shimmy, shake a little bit because you did it. Another yoga practice in the hopper. Slowly rolling over to one side. Gently lifting, rising up, finding a comfortable seated position. Settling in, bringing your hands to heart center, begin rubbing those palms together, creating that heat and light within. Taking those palms, clasp them over your heart and your tummy, your heart and your tummy, and just find this beautiful moment of gratitude for yourself, for all the amazing strength that resides within, for showing up for yourself, showing up on the mat. When you're ready, slowly opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next time.